Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here just outside Reykjavik with Johan from Grafa. Johan, you are part of the team, the earthworks team there, and an earthworks contractor. And one of the things that's really surprising about what you're doing is how you're using two lots of technology to deliver for your clients. The first thing that we're here to see today is that you are now using MachineMax to monitor all your fleet, idle times, productivity and utilization, but also to pinpoint not just the machine you see behind me, but this attachment here and lots of your valuable attachments.
Yes.
Tell me initially, what has brought you to use MachineMax and how is it working for you?
Just to get the full awareness of what's going on through the fleet.
Yeah.
From attachments to excavators to, we also have them in our highway trucks.
Yep.
So we can see how the traffic is going between the quarry and the site where we are filling material. And you find out with MachineMax pretty fast if you need to add a car or if you need to remove a car.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
So really what you're saying, real-time monitoring allows you to go, right, we've got a traffic jam because we've got too many ADTs on this particular day, or we need to add more to the fleet so that we keep that cycle time going.
Yes.
So that's really important. And then you've also mentioned to me that, you know, you not only put it on the machines, but the attachment, the breaker you see behind us here has actually got the unit on as well. That was unusual for me, but it makes sense for you because you actually need this piece of equipment to be working at its optimum all the time, don't you?
Yes, and now when you have this option from MachineMax, you can monitor the time that you have been using on the breaker for service intervals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just treating it like the Hyundai machine we've got next to us then?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, you know, it's early stages for you integrating, but tell me a little bit about some of the things that you've already started to see and change that have made a difference to you as a foreman in the business.
I think that the idling part,
right?
People are in the excavators, or not all the operators. They are thinking about it, so it makes a sense right from day one that people knows that we are trying to achieve a goal of lowering emissions, and everybody participate in that.
So you've really done the training of the operator and the site management teams here as part of the rollout of the MachineMax system, and everybody's on board.
Yeah, but I think for most people this is just obvious that you try to lower carbon emission and do things the smart way.
The smart way, and it's smart not just for the environment, folks. It's also smart when you're reducing idle times, you're reducing fuel burn, but also you're taking the idle hours off the machine. So actually the machine here, if it's turning itself off when it's not needed and therefore not putting hours on the machine, there's maintenance, the savings, and there's the sort of hours are reduced and the value of the machine is increased, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because oil changes every 500 hours intervals cost money. And if you can lower that also, then you have a gain on that side also, not only the fuel.
So when you're looking at where the projects are as well, you're also using machine control. So you can see the 3D models of the site we've got here where you're putting in some major infrastructure for a house building project. And now you can see other data. So you can really make digital enabled decisions, can't you?
Yes.
Tell me about how putting that all together is actually gonna help you.
It helps with everything that when you're running a site, all the way from how much diesel you need, because we need to order diesel every day, and I have make access for the diesel truck driver to have access to the MachineMax.
Right.
So when he starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, he can open the map and see where the excavators are because they move a lot. And he don't need to get information from each and every operator. He just looks at the map and go and fill up the excavators.
And of course, you can see how many hours each one has worked and therefore how many litres they've used.
Yes.
And so you can probably go to the one that's most in need of more fuel first on that journey as well, isn't it? So you've actually created it into, you know, a whole fleet management approach from the filling right the way to the whole hours clocking and the CO2 emissions.
And we're working with MachineMax to develop a report for us that we can get every week.
Yep.
That will list up for us the working hours on the machine. And that's useful information for the workshop, because then they can plan how to service the machine.
So what that allows you to do is actually man that maintenance in the right way. So you're planning it basically when that machine is not needed, or at a time when, you know, it's less of an impact onto the job site when it needs to be maintained, rather than have that sort of downtime when, you know, the hours are up all of a sudden. Yeah. So
exactly.
How do you work with your OEMs? Have you got sort of service contracts with them and things like that as well?
It's different through the fleet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're really doing is we're saying to people, here is a site that is really changing the way in which it works already with MachineMax. We're talking about 3D machine control. Great, we've got all that. We're now talking about how to fill the fleet. We're also then talking about idle hours. We're then talking about the availability of equipment and where it is. We're then talking about attachments and that maintenance.
Yeah.
So all of this now just changes your job. How impactful has it been for you?
We're only in the starting phases, but you can feel from day one that this is going to make a difference. And it's when you're a team of people that working to manage sites and just the company as a whole, that everybody can just look in the screen and have the same picture and get the same information. It makes a lot of difference when you're taking decisions.
And it's the screen that matters, because at HQ, we're going to be able to see a big touch screen that these guys have put together already, where you can see all the fleet and people can touch and see where everything is from that whole screen as well. So you can work together as a team, but it's visually so impactful, isn't it?
Yep.
And your clients must already be seeing the value of the additional data you can give them. So it's great to be on site here, folks, but now we've got to get back to the nerve center of that touchscreen and see how we can actually see where all of the fleet, not just this machine, is. Great to talk to you. Cheers.
Thank you.
So folks, we've come back into the head office now, and we're in this fantastic boardroom facility, Johan, and what we're talking about now is the website, but the website on a phone. It looks almost like an app there, but this is how you manage your day-to-day on the job site. And a lot of other people in the business can access the website from computers, and we're also going to see a huge touchscreen in a moment. But talk me through some of the things that you look for on a daily basis and can see from that, and how you've scheduled everything in from a site perspective.
Yeah, when you're using the phone, I can go into to the sites that I have put up myself, and they are with geofence. So even if you don't know the name of the site and where it is, you can just go into map and look on the map, and from that perspective you can see where the site are.
Right, so let me just go into somewhere now, one of the sites there, and now we see the total hours, and now we've got hours on different machines, and that's important to you, isn't it, how that works?
Yes. Here you can see what machines are utilized most. For instance, here you can select on what range you want to look. Week to date is the most common, or today. So we are here at the week to date and apply. And then you get all the machines that are on that site, how many hours they have been working this week.
Right, so we see a little bit of a difference there as we go further down the machines, all the way down to sort of 3 hours.
Yeah, so if you are trying to put together a team to go to another site, and you scroll through the existing sites, and you see here, okay, here I have an excavator that's just been utilized 3 hours this week. I can give a call and see if that's available.
Yeah, so in other words, it's coming to the end of its project. but you've needed it on the site to do some work.
Exactly.
But actually, we need that machine or a machine like it, folks, to be on a site that's really kicking off and that needs extra support. So that's a really great management tool in literally in the click of a button. But the reports is what you said, is really interesting from your perspective.
Yeah.
And that's building the report literally when you go into it. So it's almost a live report, isn't it, of what's going on?
Exactly.
So tell me how you're using things like this. We mentioned that sort of hours usage before.
Yeah, that report is in construction.
Right. So there we go.
This is the base that we are working with, and obviously we're making it better as we go.
So you're only a couple of months or so in, and now you've seen the benefit of having that as the raw report, and now that report is actually being facilitated with the MachineMax team to say, we want this extra information, we want this utilization, particularly of things like the hammers that we saw earlier. So that's fascinating. Look, you see all of that on the screen here on your phone.
Yeah.
But folks, it's time to go and see the big screen where everybody can see what's going on. Come on. So now, folks, we're in the big screen room, and it's Iceland on the map here. And this is so cool because we are coming into the projects that are all on job sites for the team here. And guess what, folks? I'm coming in to the area where we were before, all the way in here, touch screen all the way, where we can see the JCB wheeled excavator, and we can see the Hyundai machine here. And guess what that is, folks? That is the clever sensor technique that you've used for the breaker, isn't it? That's just brilliant.
Yes.
But you said to me earlier, where is it, Peter? Go on, show me the one thing you need to do to tell me where that actual site is right now.
Yeah, you can just point on the geofence and it will just tell you the name
Exactly
of the
where it is. So not only can we see all the equipment, we can see exactly where it is. So if I'm going to pick this up, I can just tap there and I can literally go and collect it.
Yeah.
So this is where, equally, as we come back out, folks, this is where we can plan, like we said before, how the actual team are going to refuel all of the equipment. We can take a route and go, we'll start down here, folks, we'll go all the way up here. However, if there has been a big utilization of a particular machine that needs refueling, we can know that from the system, can't we?
Yes. And you can also know if when you're driving out the fuels.
Yeah.
And when you get the hang of it, you can look at machines. For example, this one here.
Yeah.
You were putting fuel on it yesterday.
Yeah.
And you can go into the profile and activity and see today it hasn't been used.
Right.
Yeah.
So
tomorrow morning I don't need to refuel it.
So the team here have got someone that wakes up really early in the morning, goes and does all the refueling before the sites start at 8 o'clock. And of course, if they're not actually needed on a specific site, they can go elsewhere and change the route. So all of that information was not there before. And so that individual now gets their job done better.
The information was there before, but it's relied on people have communication every day and don't forget anything.
Yeah, so it's it's phoned in, you can tell, so it's manually done.
Yeah, exactly.
But, that doesn't work if someone's on holiday, or that doesn't work. But
or somebody forgot.
Yeah. So again, folks, this is digital insights. If we did forget one machine, that person couldn't go in the afternoon and work on an ADT themselves and have to go back to refuel it. Yeah. So folks, that is it from me. This is a digital experience that I never thought I would have so much fun doing with you here today. And thanks so much for all your time. And this is Digital Insights, and this is how you touch the digital world in which we're all in. Come and join me here as we say, ta-ra, peeps.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.